Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Volleyball Showcase right here on NHSN. It's an SWC thriller here tonight at the main gym Hawks Nest as the Joel Barlow Falcons, undefeated, get set to take on the Newtown Nighthawks. Don't go anywhere, we'll be starting in just a second for this instant SWC classic. Well, our teams are on the court here to begin the first set of what is going to be an absolute thriller of a match. That is for certain. Newtown looks like they're starting Cole Scagliardich, Nate Twitchell at the net. It's going to be Matt Tomai in the middle, Eli Sullivan at libero, Zatulskis to serve, and Charlie Hansen right in front of him. Serve from Hansen's up, over, received by Yak, over, Yak hits it over, to Twitchell, to Tomai, and looks like Charlie Hansen's going to be first on the board for the Nighthawks. Second serve is up, Yak, and a great, incredible block by Matthew Tomai. Newtown is absolutely buzzing right now. Listen, these 12-4 Nighthawks are anything but bad. This team has overcome adversity since the very beginning. We'll talk about that in a bit, but I mean, this is just a perfect start to the match so far. Of course, can't jump to conclusions yet. That serve dug by Barlow, and it's gonna hit out. Great look by Zatulskis to bring it to 3-0 here in the first set. Zatulskis still at the line, received by Yak. And that's going to be automatic to Newtown. Bring it 4-0. The boys are buzzing, as they say. Zatulskis still at the line. Zatulskis up, over, and taken off. That's going to be another ace on the board for Zatulskis. James Pereira tried to receive it for Barlow, and that's going to bring us to a Joe Barlow timeout. So 5-0 here in the first set so far. I think it's safe to say that Newtown is feeling pretty confident so far, especially with Joe Barlow taking a timeout 5 serves into the game. I mean, that's not something you see too often, especially from an undefeated team like Joe Barlow. 16-0. 16-0 here at the main gym Hawks Nest. 16-0 on the season, 8-0 in the SWC. Newtown an impressive 7-1 in the SWC, with the only loss coming to Barlow earlier this season. Team's back on the court. Zatulskis still at the line. Zatulskis steps. That one's over. Received by Pereira. Hit over by Barlow. Tomai to Twitchell, and it's going to stay on Newtown's side for the first Barlow point. Barlow up to serve this time. Tomai tries to get it over. Tip by Scagliardis. Scagliardis puts it over after an incredible tip by Hansen. Barlow just tips it over, and that's going to hit, bringing that little rally to an end. 5-2 here after that Barlow timeout. Barlow up to serve. I believe that's 16 Eric Schmidt at the line for the Falcons. Hansen over, back to Schmidt, and 14's going to hit it over to Sullivan, the libero, and Twitchell with a strong slap over. Barlow keeps it inside, back to Schmidt, over to Tulskis, I believe, and Twitchell with a kill right down the center. That's the strength we expect from him, and that's the strength we're going to get here at the Hawks Nest. It's going to be Newtown serve once again. Twitchell at the line, received by the libero for Barlow, and keeps it on Barlow's side. Sullivan's going to receive when it gets hit back over to Hansen, and a quick defensive block by Yak is going to get that right back to a Barlow point and a Barlow serve. Yak at the line for Barlow, his first serve of the night. This kid is impressive, and pretty much definition of that word. But as we say that, it's going to go right out of bounds for a quick Newtown point, and no movement from them. Eli Sullivan to serve, the libero for the Town. His serve's up over, received by Barlow, up over to Meshi, I believe that is. Another serve. Meshi looks to go get it, but it's going to be another outside hitter. And Hansen, an incredible spike right down the middle after 2 fakes in a row. This is almost college-level athleticism that we're seeing here from the Nighthawks. Apologies for any stream lag we're having. Meshi over to Tomai, to Hansen. Received by Barlow. Schmid there, going to hit it over. Just a quick tap. Tomai sets it up. Looks like he was going for the fake. He's going to get it. Warner Bacon is on that. On it. 9-3 in the first set. Sullivan back at the line, serves over to, that's Yak to Meshi. Just going to find that corner there. Sneak it in. Switch it back to a Barlow serve. Number 11, Grayson Vanderberg, the libero for Barlow, back to serve. Taking the middle position here. Serve is going to be up. Looks like Bacon got his hands on that a little bit. And James Pereira from the outside into Newtown territory. Bring it up to 9-5 here. And Vanderberg is going to be back at the line. Here's Vanderberg taken in the middle by Hansen. Strong reception by Vanderberg, but almost too strong. 10-5. And Newtown maintains their strong lead here in the first set, as it's going to be Tomai takes the back court to serve. Matt Tomai, he's a very underrated player here, not just at Newtown, but in the entire SWC. He's one of the players that the stats may not account for it, but when he's on the court, he is going to be hitting those balls. Hitting those balls like no one else. Newtown finds the point after a Barlow miss. Tomai back at the line, steps up, gets it over. That one's just going to hit the net, though. Tried to sneak it over. It's not something we've seen from the Town yet. But it's going to send number 7, Mark Meshi, to the line for Barlow. His serve's up, and that's going to be the same as Tomai's fate. Quick little hit over. And it should put Hansen at the line for the Nighthawks. Once again, sorry for any stream lag we may be experiencing here. School Wi-Fi is never the best. But that serve is going to be hit by Pereira off of the serve from Hansen for another Newtown ace in this first set. So not only has Newtown been dominant in their points so far, they've also had 2 aces, I believe maybe 3. Don't take my word for that. But Hansen joins back at the line. Taken by Vanderberg. And another quick point for the Nighthawks. 14-6 here in the first set. Hansen remains at the line. Serves up, just hits the top, but it's going to drop. What a serve. I'm pretty sure everyone on the Newtown bench thought that was going to be a dead ball too. But alas, it just peeks over, and Vanderberg doesn't dive in time. Here's Hansen. Hansen's serve is up. That one tried to sneak it over again, it looks like. Just a little too low. It's going to be here. Pereira at the line. James Pereira for the Barlow Falcons. Over in the middle. Received by Hansen to Twitchell in the corner. And Pereira dives, digs, and gets it outside for another Newtown point. Looks like it's going to be a Warner Bacon at the line for the Nighthawks, serving it off this time. It's over to Vanderberg, to Schmid, over from Yak, just finds the inside line there to keep the serve on their end. Sorry, to switch the serve to their end, I believe. Yes. It's going to be number 6, Danny Parkin at the line. Received by Hansen to Tomai, to Twitchell, who hits it over. Tipped. That one looked like it tipped a little bit, but it's going to remain Barlow ball. Parkin still at the line. Barlow looking to break that 10-point threshold in the first set. Parkin to Hansen to Tomai. Scagliardich fakes it. Back to Hansen. And that's going to be possibly a double hit from Newtown. And so Barlow breaks the 10-point barrier here. Set from Parkins back up. Tomai receives after the hit from Hansen. Twitchell around. Kind of lopsided hit. Quick dig there. Yak from the outside. Received by Sullivan. Just out of bounds, though. Barlow's starting to get on a streak. Newtown's not worried, though. They're going to talk it over on a timeout. So 16-11 here at the main gym Hawks Nest so far. And Newtown largely been dominant for this first set. Yak definitely been a superstar for the Falcons, as he always is. That kid's going to be all-state, possibly all-American. But only time will tell with that.
Sorry. Are you doing your own play-by-play?
Sorry about that. We're back here after that Newtown timeout. Parking back the line. Newtown's gone through 3 head coaches in the past 3 seasons here. First, legendary head coach Sandy Dosky led the team to a SWC championship there. And then after she retired in, I believe, 2021, Coach Dan took over. He only lasted for about a season. I believe he's assistant coaching at Massac now. But Newtown looks like they've struck gold with Artie Kadziziku. I'm definitely butchering that name, but he's been a force to be reckoned with, both on and off the court. As a player for the Nighthawks under Dosky, he, I believe, won an SWC championship. I could be wrong. And now, as a coach, he's led the team to a 12-4 start, 7-1 start in the SWC. Nice little touch there by Tomai. As Meshi finds, looks like it's going to be, he found Zatolskis, Tolskis tried to get the dig, but it goes back to Barlow. Parkin at the line. Parkin's up and right out. Quick point for the Nighthawks and a quick serve exchange there. Quick reminder for those who may not know the rules of volleyball, like I once did not. There are 5 sets in a game. Sorry to interrupt. Newtown with another strong thing. Whatever they talked about in that timeout is surely working. And it looks like it's going to be possibly Zatolskis at the line. Zatolskis is over to Vanderberg. Yak hits it over, received by Twitchell to Tomai in the middle. Twitchell over, received by Parkin maybe. That one's over by Meshi to Tomai. Scagliardich in the middle, puts it down, finds the gap. Cole Scagliardich right towards that back line there. But anyways, sorry, wrong button there. Falcons taking their second time out of the set so far. And as we were saying, Newtown has had a rough couple seasons in the past couple years. 2019-2020 season cut short due to COVID. But after that, they've been on a hot streak, that's for sure. We'll be right back at the end of this timeout. Once again, apologies for any stream lag we may be experiencing. Like I said, school Wi-Fi, not the greatest to do anything on. Nonetheless, operate a broadcast. 19-12. Zatolskis at the line for the Nighthawks. Ball's up, over. Received by Yak. Out back to Yak. And it's going to be kept on Barlow's side by a Scagliardich block, I believe. Tomai out to Twitchell. Twitchell with a strong kill right in the center. No reaction nearly from Barlow. And Newtown is the first to break 20 in this game, as our score is 20-12 on Volleyball Showcase. Zatolskis still at the line. Al Vanderberg thought about it, but Yak gets it to Tomai. Scagliardich fakes out to Twitchell. Meshi keeps it in. 16 over, out of bounds. Twitchell and Sullivan combine for an incredible spot, and Newtown gets 21. Just a little bit closer to that first set win. The bench is buzzing. These boys are confident as ever. Yak receives. And Sullivan with a dive dig. Twitchell finds another corner. Symmetrical to where he got it last time. This crowd is on their feet. My camera is shaking. I'm shaking. 22-12. Zatolskis still at the line. One thing I got talking to these. Sorry to run a quick ace. Quick ace here in the first set. 23-12. But anyways, as I was saying, talking to some of the volleyball boys, common consensus is that Zatolskis, when he starts getting serves on the line there, he doesn't stop. Sullivan attempts the dig there. It's going to hit the net. Going to get it back to a Barlow serve. But not to fear. It's still 23-13. Newtown leads by 10 in this first set. Newtown, Tomai, Twitchell over. See by... Sorry, need to check my stat sheet. Twitchell back over. Just flobs it a little bit. But if it wasn't for a little finger wobblage there, I think that would have been a clean touch over. So it's going to be 16, Eric Schmidt at the line. His serve over, received by Zatolskis to Tomai. Twitchell, and it's going to touch on the antennas there. Just called out of bounds, so another Barlow point. Schmidt takes the line again. Schmidt up, over, and a great eye from Sullivan. That one out of bounds. Newtown just 1 point away from victory in this first set. Sweet, sweet victory at that. Trying to see who we have at the line here for the Nighthawks. Looks like it's going to be Twitchell. Twitchell, soft serve over. Meshi attempts from the outside. Tomai back over and finds a spot. Matthew Tomai brings it to Newtown to close out this first set, 25-14. So Newtown on the set board first here as we go into the second set. We'll be right back. Now, what a set from Newtown here. 2 minutes on the clock, counting down as we get set to go into the second. But before we do, let's take a look at some interesting stats. As we talked, Newtown didn't have the easiest season to start, with 7 away games to start their season. 3 non-conference games to start, and they had a 4-3 record coming off of those. 4-1, that's March 1st against Stanford, started off their season with a 1-3 loss. Not the way they wanted to start, and then they go to New Canaan, who's always an FCAC volleyball powerhouse, to lose but a little closer, 2-3 on the 4th. And all these games, keep in mind, in 1 week, too. Norwalk on the 6th, their first win of the season, 3-0, and that really started off a strong streak. March 8th at New Milford, again, still the 7 away games to start the season. They won 3-1 that. And then they faced Joe Barlow for the first time. Lost 1-3, but let me tell you, these boys were still so proud of that one set they got on Barlow, who every year is just a powerhouse in not only the SWC, but in the state. Usually a runner-up or champion in the state tournament. So that one set means a lot. And then they go to Bunnell on the 12th to finish out that 7-game streak of away games. And they win there 3-0. So, definitely a rocky start for the Newtown Nighthawks as they start with 7 away games. That said, they still managed to come through with a winning record, and they've done nothing but prove themselves more and more. We'll be right back here for the start of the second set. Scorebug back on the screen there. Reading that 1-0 Barlow match score now. Or sorry, set score, that is. Or maybe that is match score, yes. Edwards on the NFHS network and the PA, as always, bringing the heat to the Hawks. Teams switch sides here. Looks like it's going to be, excuse me, it looks like it's going to be number 16, Eric Schmidt at the line to start. Ball just over received by Hansen to Tomai. Scagliarch fakes, back to Zatolskis. Meshi back to Zatolskis. Twitchell over. Yak just finds the corner there. And Barlow's going to be the first on the board here in the second set. That's going to put Schmidt at the line, still for the Falcons. You can tell the energy that first set brought to the Nighthawks bench and to the gym in general. Everyone is buzzing, including myself. Looks like going to be a double hit called probably there. Barlow maintains the serve, 2-0 here. Appreciate everyone tuning in to the Volleyball Showcase right here on NHSN. Hit inside after a touch from Tomai. Looks like Vanderberg thought it was going to go over, but Tomai is going to get it on the board for the Nighthawks. Zatolskis at the line. Newtown serve. A little discombobulated from Barlow there. Newtown's going to take advantage. Meshi finds the angle there. Block looks like it's funneled downwards, and that's always a tough thing to defend against, especially when you're playing against such a powerful team as Barlow. Once again, undefeated here in the CIAC. Yak back to serve this time. Yak in the middle. Reception by Hansen, but just goes wide. Another ace recorded for Yak. Yak up. That one goes out. You see Yak's got a very powerful serve, but that's what's good and bad about it. Powerful because he can get it, someone receives that ball, it's flying out of bounds. Powerful if he just gets a little too far ahead of himself, that ball's going to go out of bounds. Looks like it's an ace from Twitchell for Newtown. Brings it to 3-4. Twitchell back at the line. Here's where we start to see the real competitiveness coming out. Twitchell looks like he tried to get it just ahead, but peaks out of bounds for another Barlow point. And another Barlow serve. Vanderberg at the line. Barrow for Joe Barlow. He's over. Thought it was going to be short. Hansen receives. I believe that was Twitchell over. And Zatolskis took an early dive there, preventing Newtown from digging that. Vanderberg back. A lot of overlap between those libero skills and those server skills. That one over, just peeks over. Sullivan receives. Scagliarch draws 2 hits at the net, and a Newtown hit over, but it looks like it's going to be a hit from Meshi. It's going to grab the kill. Sullivan's dive just a little too late there. Vanderberg once again over. Hansen out to Tomai. Scagliarch thinks about it. Hansen tries to get it over. Meshi scoops it back in, says no way. 3-8 as we head into a Newtown timeout. approaching 30 minutes here into our game. Newtown versus Joe Barlow. Vandenberg still at the line. Vandenberg over Sullivan. Set. Scagliardich over. Kills that Barlow streak. Says no way. Drops it right in the center. 4-8 Newtown. Good strategy. Whatever they talked about in that timeout with Coach Artie definitely worked. It's going to be Sullivan with the serve. Sullivan just over. Received by Yak, but it's going to drop. 16 Schmidt tried to get to it, I believe. Yes, that's correct. But not in time. 5-8, Sullivan back of the line. Newtown's defensive specialist has been an everything specialist for the team. That one once again peeks over. See first by Yak. And it looks like number 6, Danny Parkin, drops it with a strong angle there. So Barlow likely to be the first to break 10 in the second set. Contrast to Newtown's strong start. I believe that was Meshi at the line, and either someone tipped it for Newtown or it just peeked inside when they thought it would go out. Either way, it's going to bring Barlow first to 10 here. That serves up, received by Zatolskis to Tomai. Just peeks out after a strong hit by Bacon. Or correction, that's going to go Newtown's direction. And it looks like Tomai is going to take the serve. Tomai, strong serve over. Just peeks outside, though. Really important in a game like this to have line judges, as we do. Tomai calling plays. That's going to be Pereira with the serve and a Barlow point. Some sort of violation there. Barlow now leading by 6 here in the second set. Pereira still at the line. That serve received by Hansen to Tomai. Quick little fake there. Barlow hits it back up. And a strong kill from, looks like 16 Schmid. Right from the far outside corner to the nearby line there. Pereira once again cleared for the serve there. And a low reception by Hansen is just going to add to that Barlow lead. Word on the street is there could be a injury for Barlow or a possible just the missing the game from one of their players, a setter. So I've been told, of course, never want to speculate. But that is the word on the court right now. Pereira still at the line. Some sort of violation of some sort, though, is going to put it over to a Newtown serve and give him an extra point there. Could have been a call reviewer or some sort of thing like that, but Hansen tries to get it, net blocks it, and that's going to go right back to Barlow. 7:15. Looks like that was Parkin. Yeah, Parkin with the serve. And right back to Newtown. Warner Bacon this time taking the line, I believe, for the first time tonight. Another one of Newtown's strongest players and leads their stats. Serves up, gets over. Schmid tries it. Yak tries it. He's going to drop it right in front of some Newtown blockers there. Barlow leading by 8 now. It's going to put 16 Eric Schmid at the line. Floats over, Sullivan receives. Tomai, fake. Lack hits it. Scagliardich keeps it on Barlow's end. AJ Zatolskis, Newtown's ace server at the line. Clear for the serve. He's up, over. And that one's going to be called just out of bounds there. Yak serving this time, once again, one of Barlow's, if not Barlow's strongest player. Just in terms of pure strength, hitting percentage, all the stat leaders and stuff like that. Looks like Zatolskis had the dig, getting over to Schmid, to Pereira on the line, and Pereira drops it right in front of the Newtown blockers. 9-18. Barlow coming up on 20, Newtown coming up on 10. Serves back up, taken by Zatolskis to Tomai, outside to Twitchell. Violation, called net violation, that is. And Newtown's gonna get their first 10 of the second set. Close the gap to only 8 here. And it's gonna put Twitchell at the line as well. Twitchell is just over. And gets over, peeks it. Looks like 14. Let me look who that is here. 14, Dan Murcia. Drops it right on the block attempt. So Newtown, 11-18 now. Twitchell at the line. Twitchell over. That one's going to drop. Tried to peek it over once again. That's going to put Vanderberg at the line for Barlow. Grayson Vanderberg is who he should be really an all-state libero. I mean, he is just strong as ever, strong as many of these Barlow kids. That ball's going to drop right in the middle of Newtown's court. And Barlow's going to break 20. Vanderberg once again at the line. Vanderberg up, over. Sullivan receives the strong serve. Tomai to Hansen. And looks like the block dropped right in front of the Barlow player there. So it's going to go back to Newtown. Flip-flop, flip-flop has been the narrative this second set so far. Both teams getting a little streaky at times, but law of large numbers says that it's all going to work out eventually. Some stats knowledge in there for you. Tomai to Sullivan. Hansen, I believe, over. Vanderberg to Yak. Yak's got a little too much meat on that sandwich. He's going to put it outside. 13-20. Sullivan back at the line. Yak. Tomai takes it from the hit from Yak. Sullivan to Hansen. Sorry. Sullivan attempts the dive, but Barlow's going to grab that back. Saying no way. Jose. Number 7, Mark Meshi, line for the Falcons. We'll talk about him at the end of the set in a little Barlow stat sheet. Zatolskis receives, but it's just going to be outside. Just going to go outside. Just barely. All comes down to angle on a play like that, especially when you don't know where that ball is rotating, what direction it's coming in. Sullivan with the reception there from Meshi. Double contact is going to be the call. It's going to be another point for Barlow. 2 away from winning this second set here. 13-23. And Meshi takes the line. Meshi up to Hansen. Tips it over. Drops it. Newtown stays alive. James Pereira attempts the block, but it's going to hit and record a failed block as well. So it looks like we're going to get Matt Tomai at the line here, senior. Received by Yak, out to Schmid. Out to Pereira. Twitchell receives. Just outside, Sullivan and Hansen tried to race for it, but to no avail. Set point here in set number 2. Pereira at the line. Pereira's up. It's going to hit the net. Newtown staying alive just a little longer. Charlie Hansen back at the line. Second attempt on the set point. Falcons looking to close it out this time. Hansen's serve is up. Over. Strong serve. Received by Pereira. Yak hits it over. Great block by, looks like it was going to be Zatolskis on that. Back on Newtown's side. Hansen to Tomai. Tipped over by Bacon. Newtown stays alive. 16-24. Hansen back to the line. Yeah, coming over to retrieve that ball. Sets it over to Hansen there. 16-24 your score here. This is our third set point of the second set. Strong reception by Vandenberg from the serve by Hansen. Yak outside. Called outside. Matt Tomai with a good call. Communication with both the referees there. 17-24. Hansen once again at the line. Hansen steps up. Serves over. Drops. A quick ace for Newtown. Brings it up to 18. Timeout called. Joe Barlow. Newtown looks like, I believe it's a 6-point streak for them. So definitely something to take note of here. No matter who wins the set, that these teams are not done. Neither team is done here. Barlow known, of course, for finishing strong in sets where they've had a really tough time. In matches as well. Known for finishing strong, but Newtown, their offensive efficiency and their ability to just hit the ball and score the points is unmatched, really, for the start here. Both teams taking back the court. Old Jay-Z on the speakers as we get back into the second set here for our, what I believe to be our fourth set point. Hansen's still at the line. You could hear a pin drop in here. Hansen's up, over, and that one's just going to report outside. Serve goes a little long, and Barlow is going to take home that second point as the teams switch sides here. 3 minutes on the clock. We'll be right back. Timmy Trumpet here on the speakers. A very apt song, the Mets' Edwin Diaz's closer song for the New York Mets. And Newtown might need to talk about their closing a little bit on their sets. But no doubt this game is keeping competitive here. And speaking of competitiveness, let's talk about a team that embodies it, the Joe Barlow Falcons. 16-0 on the regular season, 8-0 in the SWC. These Falcons are rolling and flying through the state. Their last loss came almost a year ago in the quarterfinals of the CIC Class M Volleyball Championships, huge upset. Barlow was the 1 seed. New Canaan was the 9 seed. And New Canaan took it in 5 sets there, 2-3. So definitely a close game. But some players to watch. Alex Yak, number 23. You've seen him all night getting those insane angles. And, of course, number 7, Mark Meshi. I would even add Grayson Vanderberg to this list so far for his serving skills. But going back to Yak, he's 18th in the nation for hitting, .438 on the season, and 2nd in Connecticut for hitting, and I believe he leads the conference as well. Mark Meshi, not far behind, 16th in Connecticut for hitting with .325, and ranked 23rd in Connecticut for blocks with 33 total. So really a multi-purpose team here. Swiss Army knives all across the lineup as we get back to the Hawk's Nest. Just talking with a volleyball manager out here, and we were talking. It's great to see that Newtown is staying resilient and that they're being able to finish really in these close sets. That said, it should not be 24 when they start finishing. It should be, they would even take 20, as said. So Newtown definitely knows what to adjust now as we head into the 3rd set. These programs tied 1-1. Both teams back on the court.
At NHS Athletics, we got varsity. Hosting them to the quarterfinals.
We'll see who's back to serve here. And it looks like it's going to be Newtown's serve. Number 1, AJ Zatolskis steps back to kick off this 3rd set. Zatolskis up, over. Taking 16 out to Meshi. Looks like it was Zatolskis with a sliding dig there. Tried to get it over. Probably a little bit of rug burn after that one. Yak at the line. Yak over to Tomai, to Twitchell. Twitchell kills in the far left-hand side. And once again, Newtown staying in theme and keeping it competitive. Serve hit by Meshi over to Newtown. So like we said, flip-flop all through 2nd, and now looks to be the 3rd set here. Sullivan at the line. Sullivan steps up, received by Vanderberg to Schmid, and a violation of some sort, and it's going to be Newtown point. Newtown with the first lead exchange of this set here. And actually, I believe, of the entire game, because 1st set, Newtown had led the entire time. 2nd set, Barlow led the entire time. And now it's Newtown and Barlow flip-flopping in this 3rd set. Pretty apt for a 1-1 game here. Twitchell over. Yak tries to dig. Vanderberg keeps it inside. Yak with another hit. Just over and far, far, far out of bounds towards the stands. Couple of young Newtown fans in front of our camera there. Or possibly Barlow fans. Not really any way to tell. Sullivan back of the line. That serve received. And hit over by Meshi. Looks like Twitchell had the dig. And Hansen keeps it in bounds. Zatolskis over. Schmid out to Meshi. And Hansen's hit just goes awry. Sorry, Zatolskis' hit just goes awry. So 4-3 is your score. And it's Barlow serve. Mark Meshi at the line. Serve possibly hit the net or ducked under or something. Not too sure from this angle. But either way, Newtown's going to be at the line, and Newtown's going to be back on the board. Looks like Tomai possibly with the serve. Yep, that's right. A little miscommunication there. Barlow getting the point after no one really went for that one in the middle there. Pereira at the line for the Falcons. Meshi up front at the net there. Serves up. Tomai hits it. And Bacon spikes it down, though. So, second tie of the set so far. Pereira serve up. Taken by Bacon to Schmid to Yak. Tomai just missed that serve. Actually, correction after review of the play there. Looks like it's going to be Newtown point and Newtown serve. Here's the Hansen serve, just gets below. And another Newtown point. Another lead exchange as well. You thought you see a lot of flip-flops at the beach and at the pool. Well, I invite you to come see the Newtown High School volleyball team, because it is back and forth. Vanderburg receives. Tomai out to Twitchell, and Vanderburg misses the dig. Newtown now leading by 2. Their largest lead so far of this set, I believe. Once again, downside not having a producer, or really anyone else on the broadcast, is stats are not exactly keeping track of meticulously. That said, we can still do our best. Hansen tries to kick it over, hits the net. That's been a pattern for him this game, and will definitely be a point of discussion at this next timeout or in between sets, or whichever comes first. Got the reception from, I believe it was Meshi, and put it right back on that Barlow side, setting over here. Newtown breaks 10, 10-7, third set. Bacon still serving. Vanderburg to Schmid to Yak. Back to Bacon to Twitchell. Twitchell drops it. Meshi doesn't get the angle. Newtown 11-7. (16 out to 23 there. Yak, I believe. And Scagliardic, Twitchell, and Tomai combine for an electric block at the net, at the nylon, that is. 12-7. Bacon still at the line. Turning these Barlow players into BLTs, and he's bringing the Bacon. Vanderburg out to Yak, received by Hansen. Scagliardic with the fake, hit by Twitchell. Vanderburg's going to end up sending it over. Tomai, Twitchell with the set over. Twitchell keeps it on their side. Another hit on Twitchell. This time it's Tomai, Vanderburg, Schmid, Yak, and an incredibly strong block by Cole Scagliardic. I cannot believe my eyes right now. Scagliardic, been a power player. Timeout, Joel Barlow Falcons. Can you believe what you are seeing? Newtown, I believe, 6-point run here in the third set. And man, what a comeback for these Nighthawks. After a less than ideal second set, this third set is proving to be all that they could ask for and more. Scagliardic stepping up after that substitution from Sullivan. I believe that was the sub came in the last time that we switched serves. Once again, Sullivan came out there. But man, you can feel the atmosphere in this place. Newtown fans on their feet. Newtown players making some noise in the Hawks' nest. Wow. Just wow. I mean, that's the only word you can use to describe this. You know, come start of the season, and Barlow's going to need to make some heavy moves here as Schmid takes the back of the line there. Schmid up over. Low hit. Tomai recovers. Over Schmid, fake. Meshi ends up getting it over. Tomai out to Sullivan. Sullivan sets it over. Yak tries it. Scagliardich combines. Vanderberg keeps it in. Tomai tips it back to our side. And that's going to be Schmid gets it back over. Tomai. Zatolskis. Sullivan angle too low. And that's going to be what ends that incredible rally. That's really a great summary of what this game has been so far. Back and forth, back and forth. Error maybe here and error maybe there. But it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, one of these teams is going to take home this game. Sullivan recovers with a dig. Tomai out to Vanderberg to Schmid. Schmid to Meshi. Outside to Hansen with a diving recovery. Twitchell. Received by Vanderberg. Outside past the bench. Yak keeps it in. Schmid over. Scagliardich. Tomai. Zatolskis over. Meshi receives to Schmid. To Yak. Just a soft tip over. Hansen keeps it up. And a miscommunication between Sullivan and Tomai is going to bring that rally to an end. Timeout Newtown. After a faulty couple of sets there. But it is not to be deterred for these Nighthawks. Because they have been resilient. If there's one word we could use to describe this, it would be resilient. Just a quick reminder here. High school volleyball, 5 sets. Best of 3. So tied 1-1 here. Could go either way. And this set is going to determine a lot. No matter what team wins this set, the other one will have to win 2 in a row if they want a fighting chance to win this game. And I believe last set in volleyball as well, if it goes to a 5th set, is only 15 points. So just a little information for you all out there. Teams back the line. Schmid to serve for the Falcons and start this post-timeout period back. Over, apologies for some camera lag there. Tomai, Twitchell drops it, tipped by Meshi out of bounds. Newtown back after that timeout. Head coach Artie Kadzik, excuse me. Got to get my pronunciation up here. Artie Kadzujiku, still probably getting that wrong, has been a coaching powerhouse for the Nighthawks and is part of the reason that this team is going to be such a high seed in the SWCs. Looks like Bacon with the serve. And Schmid outside to Meshi. Zatolskis recovers. And some sort of fault is going to once again. That cuts the lead to 3 here. And I was just saying to Mr. Edwards, our announcer, that no matter who wins this game tonight, it's going to be high scoring. Whether it's one-sided, double-sided, it's going to be a high scoring game. Twitchell, just a little too much meat on that sandwich. His hit just out of bounds. Hansen just bouncing it up. Vanderberg out to Meshi. And an incredible by Twitchell, Scagliardich. These names will define this game. That is for certain. 16 Newtown, 12 Joe Barlow. Twitchell back the line, and the hit from Pereira is just low. 17-12 now. Newtown possibly starting another streak here. Of course, the announcer's curse is very real, so we don't want to dabble in that too much. But Twitchell back the line, Twitchell over, received by Meshi. Twitchell can't get that one in time. It's going to go back to a Barlow serve. I believe that's going to be Vanderberg back the line. Yep, it's going to be the libero. Here's Vanderberg. Up to Sullivan, to Tomai, Scagliardich. Looked like he was going to fake, ended up hitting it over, and Meshi was there with the block, the preemptive block, that is. Just trying to read these Newtown plays here. Vanderberg back to serve. Over to Tolskis. Tomai. Hansen. Hansen serve is back. And an odd angle is going to force that out of bounds for the Nighthawks. 17-15. Back and forth, back and forth. Vanderberg just barely sneaks it over. Sullivan to Hansen. Schmid receives to Vanderberg to Pereira. Again, peeks it over. Vanderberg in the middle finds it. Back to Schmid, back to Meshi. Received by Twitchell. Out to Tomai. And a fault could have been under the net, possibly. Is going to narrow the Newtown lead to just 1 here in the third set. This is, of course, a crucial set for whoever wins it. But only time will tell that. Vanderberg up. Sullivan to Tomai. Skavjorks thinks about it. Over to Hansen. Back to Vanderberg. Meshi tips it over. Called for Barlow. Yet another tie here. And yet another timeout called by Newtown. 17-17 here in the third quarter. We'll be right back. Nice little stat here. 1, 2, 5, and 6 were our score ties so far in this third set here. And once again, flip back to Hansen. Quick tip over to Schmid. To Vanderberg. To Yak. Soft touch. Tomai from Sullivan. Over to Schmid. And Pereira. Twitchell keeps it in. Tomai. Hansen. Down the middle. Long serve. Vanderberg sets it over after recovery from Schmid. Hansen keeps it in. And that's going to be tipped by Barlow. It's going to be back to Newtown here. Goosebumps. Really, truly goosebumps here. We knew it was going to be competitive, but we didn't know it was going to be this competitive. We've had the great pleasure here at NHSN to talk about some great games and to broadcast some great games here, and this will surely go down in history as one of those. Meshi Hansen reaches over. Barlow point. Tied for the 6th time here. 18-18. 1, 2, 5, 6, 17, 18. Your ties here. As Meshi gets it over. Tomai keeps it in. Bacon. Meshi's side. That's going to send Tomai to the line this time. I believe Newtown JV succumbed to Barlow in their match of 3 sets. But that is besides the point here. Tomai tried to peek it over. A little too much rotation is going to hit the net there. And we're back at 19. Pereira at the line this time. Pereira's been a Swiss Army knife for the Falcons. Up and over. That looked like what Tomai was going for. Back. Tomai. Sullivan, Twitchell over, received by Barlow, but it's way too low. Pereira hits it under the net, and Newtown's going to wind the lead to 2. That's the longest we've had in a minute here. And that serve is going to stay for Newtown here. Just out of bounds from Hansen. He's going to send it back to Barlow's side. Possibly Parkin, Danny Parkin, I believe, for Barlow. That is correct, Danny Parkin at the line. Parkin's up, over, and Hansen tried to recover. Looked like it was going to be possible with a little help from Tomai, but our 8th tie is what we're going to end up with at the end of that little exchange. And Parkin's still at the line here, 21-21. Parkin's up, received by Sullivan to Tomai. To Twitchell, received by Parkin, out to Yak. Tomai, Twitchell drops it! But then again, what point at this point isn't a clutch point. That's the most time I've ever said that word in a sentence. That's for sure. But it's all to make a point. Newtown here at the line. Bacon's up. Received by Pereira. Out to Schmid. And Meshi drops that one for our 9th tie. Eric Schmid, number 16, takes the line for Barlow this time. We've gone through, I think, the rotations for entire teams multiple times in this match, that's for sure. A little wobble on the serve there, but Zatolskis recovers. Schmid out to Meshi, and it's going to be called out of bounds. Sullivan did not tip it. That one's going to go in the favor of Newtown. Great look by Sullivan. I believe that's Zatolskis with the serve out to Schmid. Pereira gets it over. Tomai to Twitchell, and Twitchell, no looker, hit off of Pereira. 24-22. Newtown takes, Barlow timeout. Newtown and Barlow are going to talk it over here. Electric. That's the only way you can describe this atmosphere here, is electric. Newtown hasn't had a win against Joe Barlow in very recent history, to be fair, but that's still saying a lot. For this program, this tried and true program, which once again started off the season with 7 away games, a 4-3 record, to come back and get a 7-game SWC win streak. For them to continue that tonight would solidify this as a legacy program. Yards fakes, Twitchell! Tips by Joe Barlow, and Newtown's going to take home the 3rd set. There is no saying how clutch that is as the players switch sides here. Newtown 25, Joe Barlow 22. Newtown 2-1 as we get into the 4th set. Playing Coach Dosky's song, September, Earth, Wind, and Fire, because it is a disco on the court for these Nighthawks today. It is incredible the work they've done, especially in the light of their former coach being here as well. So as the teams switch sides here, they talk over their strategy, what they needed to do there, which is to finish. Now as the energy kicks up here in the Hawks' Nest, let's look at some Newtown stat leaders. Charlie Hansen, Warner Bacon, AJ Zatolskis, and Eli Sullivan, all leading the Nighthawks in the season so far, and also leading the SWC in a lot of places here. Charlie Hansen, 3.3 kills per set. That's going to get him 3rd in the Southwest Conference. But if we look over at Warner Bacon, he's going to get a .459 hitting percentage, top 10 in Connecticut. 19 total blocks for him, highs for Newtown. Some other highlights here is 94 digs from Eli Sullivan. Their libero not only has been a defensive specialist, but just a volleyball specialist. 94 digs for the season, 10th in the SWC, 7.8 digs per match. This team wouldn't be what it is without all of these players and everybody else who we don't have the time to mention right now. We'll let September play out here a little bit, and we'll be right back. Hawks Nest. So we're back here as September by Earth, Wind, and Fire winds down. And although it may be May, the energy is definitely present here. Teams shuffle sides again on either side of the nylon. Talking to some friends on the team and just the team in general, there were high hopes going into this game, and the confidence was striking and necessary, but was also unlike anything I'd seen from this program before, and I think a lot of people had seen. Newtown is dedicated to this. They are dedicated to the conference, the state, the sport, really. And, of course, that's going to bring us into the fourth set. If Newtown takes this set, that's it. That's game. Barlow takes it. We're going to 5 for a 15-point set. But for now, it's going to be Joe Barlow at the line. Possibly Schmid. Yep, that's going to be Schmid at the line. Schmid's over. Strong reception from Zatolskis. Back to Schmid. Yak finds a gap between Tomai and Zatolskis for Barlow to be first in this fourth set. Schmid's over, received by Sullivan, libero. Tomai to Twitchell. Quickly tying it up, making sure Barlow doesn't get too ahead of themselves. And he's going to... Correction, Zatolskis is going to step back at the line to serve next. Here's Zatolskis. Up, over, and just out of bounds. Good catch by Joe Barlow. And that's going to be Yak, who we mentioned previously, 18th nationwide for hitting, and second in Connecticut for hitting percentage, and kills as well. Newtown makes light work of those stat lines, though, and humbles Joe Barlow here. Last time Newtown played Joe Barlow was earlier this season. It went to 4 sets, I believe. 3-1 was the score with Barlow taking it home. And the boys were confident after that, you know. It was one of those games where, you know, the fact that you lost doesn't affect the morale that much because you know how well you played and you know what you're going to do next time. Barlow point there. As Vanderberg serves. And a little kerfuffle at the net is going to widen the Barlow lead to 2. Vanderberg steps back. Vanderberg over, received by Sullivan from Tomai to, I believe that was Skagliardich. Yes, Skagliardich. He's just a little long there. Vandenberg to Sullivan to Tomai. Back to Skagliardich. Correction, I believe that was Hansen that time. And then Pereira hits it back over. Tomai back to Hansen. Vandenberg digs. And Zatolskis keeps a keen eye on that ball and lets it go out of bounds. Newtown cuts the lead to 3 and is going to take the serve. Sullivan specifically going to take the serve. Sullivan up over Vandenberg on his knees. Got 3 players down there. And whatever that strategy was, well, it's going to put Eli Sullivan back at the line. That's all I'll say. Sullivan at the line. Sullivan just over. That one's tipped back into Newtown territory. Just peeks inside of the Newtown line there. And now it's 7, Mark Meshi serving. Meshi up, received by Zatolskis. Over to Tomai. And I believe Meshi had a little too much meat on that sandwich. It's going to go out of bounds despite Barlow's best efforts. And then we'll see Matt Tomai at the line. Tomai up. just over. Great serve there. Textbook, really. Schmid over, I believe that was Yak with the hit. Tomai back with it. Hansen. Zatolskis keeps it in. Zatolskis over. And tap. Or correction, it was going to go out of bounds without being tipped. That's going to send it back to Barlow. Pereira at the line. Pereira's up. Yak's going to hit it again after a quick reception by Vanderberg. To Hansen, to Tomai, to Twitchell. Down for the kill! Tomai making some play calls in the heat of the moment there. Hansen's serve is up, just peeks over. Schmid outside the Yak. Blocked by Zatolskis, still gets over. Tomai sent it over. And a great dig there by Hansen. Bacon's going to send it over. And it's going to be called inside! It does not get a closer corner than that. Barlow's not even going to argue that. That was a purely impressive play. And Newtown ties at 8-8 here. First tie, I believe. Maybe second. Could be second. But Hansen's still at the line. Hansen the ace up. Clean over. Vanderberg receives to Schmid. To Yak. Tomai slides in there. Sullivan. And it looks like it's going to be Parkin who keeps it on Newtown's side. We'll see who's serving here quickly. It was number 16, Eric Schmid. But, sorry, correction, that was Danny Parkin. But not for long because it's back to Newtown and it's back to a tie. Bacon at the line. Bacon serves up. It's good. Received lightly by Vanderberg from Schmid to Yak. Scagliardich and Zatolskis combined there. Taken by Hansen to Tomai. To Zatolskis. Just out of bounds. Actually, they're going to call contact before the out of bounds was called. We'll take that point off the leaderboard for Barlow, give it to Newtown, and switch that serve. Bacon remains at the line. Bacon up. Great serve. Textbook. Yak angles it back. Newtown widens the lead to 2. They're the first to reach 10. They're the first to reach 11 in this fourth set. Bacon up and over again. Great serve from him. He's going to lead someone in aces. Yak received by Hansen. And now it's back over Vanderberg to Schmid to Meshi. Tomai keeps it up. Hansen gets it over. Tomai keeps it back up. That was looks like Zatolskis centered. Bacon sends it over. Strong rally coming here. Schmid. Yak, strong serve. Is going to get the kill right by Hansen's spot there. That's up there. And it's going to be called a tip, or sorry, a block. Stays on Barlow's side for another Newtown point. Zatolskis steps back. His serve up, just peeks over there to Pereira, to Meshi, back to Pereira. Over this time. Tomai, and spiked by Twitchell, finds the spot. Nathan Twitchell gets the kill. Not only for the stat books, it's impressive, but also for the scoreboard. Zatolskis takes his spot, lines up, serves, received long by Yak, and Meshi tries to get it over, blocked by Tomai. Tomai and Scagliardich making money moves, widening the lead to 4, and that's going to prompt a Joe Barlow timeout. Well, it's pretty apt that Enter Sandman is playing tonight, especially considering Sandman brings sleep, or I guess it's contrasting, I should say. Sandman brings sleeps. This game is probably the most energetic I've felt in a solid couple of weeks here. Of course, thank you for joining us, as always, on NHSN. So proud to have broadcasted Softball Classic just a couple weeks ago, where Newtown walked it off against Immaculate 4-3. You can see that replay on our YouTube channel. And then, of course, this thriller of a game. And Satulskis, one of the most thrilling players, as he steps back at the line. Satulskis steps up, serves, received by Yak, I believe. Steps back up. Another hit from Twitchell to Tomai to Twitchell. Received by Vanderberg. Tried to get a one-hander to someone, but that's going to go nowhere. Newtown keeps a 5-point lead now. Of the many streaks tonight, surely this will go down in the books as one of the most impressive. Schmid outside to Yak. Quick little point there. He builds up some momentum. Just going to send him back to the line to serve for the Falcons. Yak is up. Over, low reception by Zatulskis from Tomai to Twitchell. Long hit dig by Vanderberg there. Schmid to Yak. To Tomai. Fake by Scagliardich. And Twitchell just gets it over. The block is unsuccessful. Newtown's going to get that one back. I'm worried I'm going to break my stream deck the way I'm hitting these buttons so hard, adding points to our scoreboard here. Twitchell up this time at the line. Looks like Schmid, and what a block! Charlie Hansen on the furthest point outside that he could possibly be. Gets the block, keeps it on Barlow's side, drops it for another Newtown point. 17-11. Fourth set. Newtown leads the match 2-1. Twitchell back up. Sliding reception. Schmid keeps it on their side. Sullivan to Tomai to Twitchell. Back to Yak. To Schmid. And Schmid's hit is going to go outside. Not only has Newtown's performance been great, but their eyes have been on point. That's at least 4 calls that I count that have been purely based on just visuals and predictions of where that ball is going to land. Luckily, it's been in their favor tonight. Twitchell out to Schmid to Meshi. Sullivan's going to be behind him. Skag gets it up. Pereira, crazy angle there. Tomai, Hansen hits it over. Low reception by Vanderberg. Back to Schmid, back to Pereira, blocked by Scagliardich. Drops. No player came up close enough to that one there. Slight miscommunication. And when these games and when these points are coming down to just little miscommunications, of course, it's not what you want to see from any team, but the fact that that's what it's coming down to says a lot about this team's performance so far. Tomai. A little too much meat on that sandwich from Hansen. (18-13), and it's going to be a timeout here called by Newtown. So 18-13 is our score now. Barlow getting 2 points here. Hoping to make some moves. They still have the serve when we come back from this timeout. But Newtown, man, I think I speak for a lot of people when just the vibe in here is ecstatic. And I know I've said a lot, but this is just easily the game of the year. Easily the game of, I think, the past 2 years as far as Newtown volleyball goes. Barlow doing everything in their power to remain competitive here. And listen, credit to them. They are. They really are. Vanderberg to serve. Rhymes at the line. That ball goes over. Bacon tries to get it over, but it's going to be called outside. Newtown gets a serve back. 19-13 after the timeout. Sullivan looked like he served on that one to Pereira. Tomai. Hansen digs it and gets the kill. Sorry for a little camera blockage there, but Hansen did find the gap and get the kill. Newtown, first to 20. They are 5 points away from bringing home the first win against Barlow in years for this Newtown program. Sullivan once again at the line. Looked like it was going to peek over, but it just hits the edge there. Meshi lines up. Meshi over. Meshi gets the serve good. Tomai out. Tipped by Bacon. Bacon's serve is just going to drop. Good eyes by Pereira there. Barlow's starting to make a push after they grab that serve there. 20-15 is what we're looking at here. Meshi received by Zatolskis to Tomai. Tipped up by Hansen. Low reception by Vanderberg. Looked like a little slow motion because of our camera glitch there, but Vanderberg is going to get that back. Schmid, far. Maybe should have let that one go. Twitchell still going to keep it in play here. Hansen drops it almost. Vanderberg, one of the best rallies so far here. Bacon, Tomai, fake from Bacon, and it's going to drop on Barlow's side. Meshi back at the line. Newtown just needs 5 points to win. Barlow needs 4 to tie. Granted, nothing else happens. Tomai, great fake from Bacon, and what a kill by Charlie Hansen. Finds the closest possible point to the back line there. Is going to get us into the 20s here. 21-16 in the fourth set of Newtown volleyball action tonight. Tomai serving. Tomai up. Vanderberg to Schmid. Meshi. No hit. That's the call. No hit. 22-16 now. Things are starting to pick up. I'm standing up, ladies and gentlemen. Seats being pushed in. Tomai serve up. Peeks over. Vanderberg receives. Schmid to Pereira. And Sullivan's going to angle that just a little too far back. 17 for Barlow now. This fourth set. Still very substantial 5-point lead here. Statistics say it's only a matter of time. Of course, we don't want to jump to conclusions. But that's what we're looking at right now. Serve from Pereira. Out. Bacon gets it over. Finds the corner. Bacon finds the corner. I could see that one through the cave doors here, the dungeon doors. What I'm calling my press box, I could see that. I mean, that's as close as it gets. 23 now. Hansen at the serve. Hansen's up. Reception by Yak. And it's going to drop on Barlow's side. Newtown, match point. Set point here. And match point here for the Nighthawks. 24-17. Hansen's serve. Little wobbly, going to hit the net. Quick switch of action to the Falcons. But these Nighthawks are not adverted. They have been so resilient throughout the season, throughout all these players' careers, and throughout tonight especially. Serve received. Tomai out to Twitchell. Tipped. It's going to go out. Newtown wins it. 25-18. 3-1. JV team storms the court. Newtown. Oh my lord, we do not have the words to describe what just happened here. That is Newtown's First win against Barlow in years. Not only that, more importantly too, it ends Barlow's 16-game winning streak. Their 8-game SWC winning streak. 16-1. The Falcons forever tarnished this season by these fighting Nighthawks. From all of us at NHSN, thank you so much for watching this special edition of the Volleyball Classic. We hope you have a great night. And man, what a game. Thank you again for watching NHSN.